This is your 28storms.com cyclone update for Friday, the 9th of December. Today's outlook from the Joint Typhoon Warning Center for much of the Indian Ocean looks comparatively the same as what it was yesterday. We still have Tropical Cyclone Alenga inching a little bit closer to Western Australia, and we have the remnants of Tropical Cyclone 2S located to the east of La Reunion. The latest JTWC update on Tropical Cyclone Alenga has the maximum sustained winds at 80 knots. This is a decrease from the peak intensity of 90 knots, so it's on a downward trend now. And the good news is that the storm is still expected to weaken below tropical cyclone standards within the next 24 to 36 hours. Due to the early timing of today's video, we don't have the luxury of showing visible satellite imagery just yet, but we do have the enhanced infrared animation to go by. And we no longer see a well-defined eye, so the storm is definitely continuing to weaken, and it's beginning to take on more of an anti-comma appearance, so it's becoming a little bit more extratropical in nature as it begins to merge with that non-tropical trough approaching from the southwest. Again, the storm is still being ever so gradually more squeezed as we have more dry air and shear intruding from the west. The latest precipitable water analysis also reveals quite a lot of dry air working its way into the inner core of the circulation in the southwest quadrant, so this does not bode well for the storm, and that's just another indication that it will dissipate within the next 36 hours. If we go ahead and observe the low-level vorticity analysis, we will also notice that the low-level vorticity is being stretched out and elongated from northwest to southeast, and that is a good indicator that the shear is beginning to take its toll on the cyclone. Again, this is a very extreme shear axis with shear values in excess of 80 to 90 knots, and this is somewhat confirmed here by the ever so gradually increasing shear as we work our way more toward the south. So as we look at the Indian Ocean at a more regional perspective, we can see the troughs greatly diminishing both of our tropical cyclones, and as we turn to the enhanced infrared, we can see that a lot of the outflow from Tropical Cyclone Alenga is moving into Western Australia, so we are definitely experiencing a little bit more in the way of cloud cover today. And along with those clouds comes the threat of some very brief and minor shower activity, as we can see on the latest radar and satellite composite courtesy of theweatherchaser.com, so you can go there and find all of these very elegant images that have been provided to us. And so that will be the threat for the next couple of days, but again, we're not expecting any significant flooding or heavy wind threats from this tropical cyclone. The latest 12Z run from the GFS forecast model shows what is left of Tropical Cyclone Alenga continuing to push more toward the southeast in the general direction of Western Australia within the next 2 to 3 days, so we still will have the elevated chances of some very light shower activity and some mid to high clouds, but that's really about it, and we don't see much else in the Indian Ocean throughout the remainder of the forecast period. And finally, this is the 12Z ECMWF model forecast for much of the Indian Ocean and South Pacific, and it shows a fairly similar forecast with regards to what is left of Tropical Cyclone Alenga, and once again, we don't see any signs of additional development anywhere else, at least within the next 5 to 10 days. So thankfully, Tropical Cyclone Alenga is weakening as expected, and we don't see any tropical weather threats on the horizon just yet, but please stick with 28storms.com/cyclone, especially as some of the more ominous systems begin to develop as we head closer to the peak of the season. So thanks again for following, and have a good day.